days, and on the forms I swore I saw 10,000 people farming nest. Somebody tagged me about a week ago is all it was. A little bit over a week ago.
We work quickly.
And they said, Cubs, when are you doing your next music video?
Oh, man.
And my initial reaction to it was, I don't know, dude. I don't have anything. And then out of nowhere, earlier that day, I'd been listening to Disturbed's version of Sound of Silence.
Oh, here we go.
And in my head, the words came, "Hello, Scion, my old friend," and I was just like, oh, and I got chills, and that was all I had.
Oh,
"Hello, Scion, my old friend."
It's a good start.
I texted you the
texted
lyrics,
me, yeah,
and you were like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this."
Yeah.
So I just checked my phone on cement in the heat of the moment. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, it surprised me. He totally just threw his phone. And then he's like, I was like, dude, don't throw your phone. And he's like, that's what I have in other books.
How did we end up in front of the Cubs Stadium in Mesa filming a video filming a music video about a stupid video game?
Well, because you had brought it up. We were kind of buddies, and we'd met up a couple times. I still wasn't sure if you were a creep or not. So I was like, no, you're a Cubs fan, Han. Let's meet at Cubs Stadium since we both live like right down the road from it.
Right.
And also got to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so then we just shot it there, and I loved it.
I remember, especially with Swug of Paradise, when we got started, I just remember when I first got there, I was like, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah.
Did you feel that too?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, the song was dope, and like it had to get made. So let's just do it, right? It was a little weird at first, but we started rolling.
It kind of started the same way with Galaxy of Marquees too, didn't it?
I thought we started slower.
Hey, Kitchell, what'd you think about that?
Not sure if we can use that. It was just okay.
Just okay. Well, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like really grinding it out in the beginning. It was 110 degrees.
We should have thought through this when we thought about doing a music video outside in Arizona in September.
Really? Well, it's your idea. So.
August. Wait, no, it's August. It's going to be interesting trying to make myself not look like I just got out of a pool during this video. Theme of the day. It's freaking hot in Arizona.
It's hot.
How many times did Cubs screw up?
Not often, man. I think I've told you this before, not to get all weird, but you're a professional, and I was sort of impressed by that when we did Swug of Paradise, because I'm behind the camera, and you're never going to hear my voice. It's going to get cropped out with the track. I'm like,
yeah, if I turn the volume up on a lot of those tracks, you hear him in the background going, "This is dope! This shot is so cool!"
Best shot we've done. This is awesome. Oh, this is dope!
that's part of
And
it,
so
right? Yeah.
part of it is me trying not to laugh.
Right.
Because there was one time in particular in the stairwell when we first started the stairwell shot at the very beginning. I had to cut out a little bit of the beginning. I had to use a different take.
Okay.
Because he brought his wife on FaceTime.
I did.
Isn't that a cool shot?
Yeah.
Look at that. See the silhouette?
And she's like showing, I'm in the middle of recording, and he's showing his wife how awesome this shot is. And you see me just go like this. It was that simple, but it was enough to totally ruin the mood.
Well, so I have a background in photography. I was a military photographer, and they actually send you to real photography school for like 3 or 4 months out in Baltimore. And before that, in high school, I took photography.
Yeah.
And I've always been drawn to art and composition. So I just employed those techniques. I haven't done a ton of video work. In fact, Swug of Paradise was like my first video work in several years. Like
I took you out of retirement.
Yeah, you did. And so I just try to frame each shot like a photograph using the rule of thirds or balance or checking for mergers in the background, make sure everything looks good, and then hit record. Right? Like that's a no-brainer, right?
You found some really amazing shots, I think, in Galaxy of Marquees in particular. How did you... I mean, to me, the one that blew me away the most, I think is one of the best shots in the film, is in the stairwell.
The one behind us, right?
And how do you... we were up on top of this balcony,
right?
These connections you've got, and you just open this random door and you're like, this is the spot. How do you come up with that? Because to me, it just looks like a normal stairwell, but it ended up looking really cool in the video.
Well, I also have a bachelor's degree in art, so I mean, I just see it. I know it. I know composition well.
How much of this process would you say is improvisation? And I feel like a lot of it was on the filming, at least. Right. You had a couple things in mind already. I had nothing nothing in mind whatsoever. I was like, maybe we just go to ASU. There's people there.
Bro, we gotta film on these stairs.
You want to film on these stairs?
We have to film on these stairs, bro.
Okay.
We'll keep the
We're totally winging this, by the way.
That's what we do with everything.
That's how we did Swagga Paradise.
Come here.
Right.
You had the hotel in mind, but that was pretty much it?
That came later. So this is gonna not make you look great. But we had agreed to meet in Mesa to do the time-lapse scene, which I think is, you can see like 30 seconds in or 20 seconds in.
Ended up being cars instead of people.
Yeah, and I get everywhere early because that's the way I am. And I went ahead. I had to drive maybe like 20 or so minutes to meet Cubby on that. Was it Saturday morning? Yeah. And I got basically there, and he called me saying, "Let's do it in Tempe." And I was like, "Let's do it in Tempe. That's where I live. That's where I drove from." So I was like, hey, whatever. All right, let's do it in Tempe, man.
Is it awkward doing these in public? How many awkward stares do you get? All right, we just finished our first shot, and it felt really funny lip singing this random song about a video game while all these people were walking by.
So we had a conversation about this, right?
We did.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit. But yeah, people look, and people are like, when we're filming in a certain, like in a stairwell, and they're like, they're like at the bottom waiting, and we're always like, come on, man. But you have some issues with it, right? Or some reservations, maybe?
I wouldn't say I have issues, but I'm definitely cognizant of it.
Yeah.
When like people are walking by and I'm looking at a camera, going like mouthing things, lip singing. There's no volume coming out of my mouth. It's just this track that I have my phone in my butt pocket playing the track so that I can hear where it's at and it's synchronized right. And I don't know. I feel a bit funny about it.
I didn't know you could actually sing, dude. I was kind of like, when you sent me the first cut, the rough cut, I was like, whoa, damn. Okay. And then as each version you recorded was better and better, and I was like, hold on, we actually sing, man.
We were looking into getting a studio to record it because I wasn't sure if this microphone here could handle it. This is an AT 2020 microphone. I realized if I just turn the gain down and I applied a filter in GarageBand, it ended up sounding pretty close to studio quality. It's not quite there. I think we probably could have done a better recording, but
it's good enough, man.
All right, another question came on the Discord server. How do you edit the music videos? So I edit them just like I edit any video in Final Cut Pro, this is my setup, by the way. This is where all the magic happens. I got my laptop right here, my screen. We're focused on a scene from the film. But the Swagga Paradise, and especially, in fact, Galaxy of Marquees is probably the video I put the most editing effort into.
I believe that.
Out of any video I've ever made. Usually all I do is I've got the shot of me, I've got the gameplay, I layer on top of each other, I put a shadow on the camera, maybe throw a couple fun edits in there depending on what makes sense, and call it good. This was I had... let's see, I think it was 7 or 8 shots layered on top of each other. I had to go through, decide which one went where, synchronize all of them to the audio track, apply filters to all of the shots. Because this right here, you can see here I applied a shadow on the edges. I darkened it a bit to fit the mood. And so I had to do that to all 8 of those shots.
Right.
And then do a lot of keyframing to fade things like, you see Cyan in there for a little bit.
That was really cool.
Did you like that?
I did. And I have to say...
You didn't think that was going to be good, too.
No, I honestly didn't, because we discussed a vision that we shared.
Yeah.
Which was like, I think it was like a lot of black and white, a lot of high contrast, a lot of dark scenes to kind of go with the theme of the music. So, of course, you're going to have to spend more time editing on that, because it's going to be hard to just...
time.
It's 110 degrees.
I should bring my wife in here and she can tell us how she feels about that. But.
Cubs fan wife. Get her in here.
Cubs fan wife.
One thing I wanted to let everybody know about Cubs here, when we shot Swagga Paradise, I have to call you out a little bit, bro. It's okay. We finished taping and we were pumped up. We felt good. And I think I drove you home that day.
Yeah.
And then
after you drove me through the drive-through Chick-fil-A.
Right. I was like, all right, peace out, dude. And then you texted me like, hey, man, I'm probably not going to get anything edited for like 2 weeks. And I was like bummed. I was bummed because like, when you make something, you want to see it right away.
Yeah.
And you texted me at midnight with a link to the edited version that was like
basically final.
Basically the final version. And I was like, 2 weeks? Okay. So when we shot this one, he's like, man, Dole, this one's going to take me even longer. And I was like, what did I write? I was like, yeah, I'll talk to you at midnight. And
it was past midnight.
It was past midnight.
It was like 1
I
o'clock.
up for that, dude. Well, actually, I was up, and midnight rolled around, and midnight 30, and I was like, oh, I guess he wasn't full of it. And then 1:06 a.m. Bing.
All right, Dolemite, thank you so much for coming over here to do this. And
it's nice to see the studio.
Yeah, it's our first look at the Cupstand studio.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right on. So we appreciate all you did on the video.
Yeah, man.
I guess we'll do number 2. Number 3.
Number 3, man. Let's go.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
All right, you should say it this time.
Say what?
Close out my video.
Oh, remember that Han shot first? Han allegedly shot first.
Oh, allegedly.
Is there proof?
Is there definitive proof?
I'm just kidding. Listen to this.
My dead body. Sorry about the mess.